Mark stared at the cold glow of his phone. The notification was a punch to the gut. Balance. Exactly $0. The month had barely ended, and once again, his hard work had evaporated into thin air. He thought of the endless 12-hour shifts at the warehouse, the heavy lifting, the sweat, and the exhaustion. Yet, every single paycheck vanished before he could even process its arrival. He felt like he was running on a treadmill that was slowly pulling him backward. Frustration boiled over as he walked into his father's workshop, the smell of sawdust and grease filling the air. He slammed his empty wallet onto the scarred wooden workbench. "I work harder than anyone I know," Mark said, his voice trembling with a mix of anger and defeat. His father did not look up immediately. He continued polishing a brass gear with steady, rhythmic hands. Finally, he reached up to a high shelf and pulled down a small, dusty glass jar. He wiped away the grime and placed it firmly between them. "From today," his father said, his voice calm and certain, "put something in this jar every single day." Mark looked at the small, empty vessel with deep skepticism. It seemed too simple, almost insulting to his massive financial problems. But that night, he took it home. He reached into his pocket and found a single dollar coin. When he dropped it in, the sharp metallic ring against the glass echoed through his quiet apartment. It was a lonely sound, but it was a start. The next day, he added $2. By the second week, a shift began to occur in his mind. He started looking for ways to spend less, not because he had to, but because he wanted to hear that sound again. He skipped his morning coffee, choosing water instead. He began the long walk to the warehouse, ignoring the bus as it sped past. The jar was no longer just glass. It was becoming a mission. The ritual became the most important part of his day. Each night, the sound of coins hitting the bottom changed from a hollow ring to a muffled thud as the jar filled. He ignored the sales flyers. He ignored the temptation of easy spending. On the 30th day, Mark sat at his kitchen table and slowly unscrewed the lid. His heart hammered against his ribs. He tipped the jar over, and a chaotic pile of silver, copper, and crumpled green bills spilled across the wood. He began to count. 10, 20, 50, 100. As the numbers climbed, his breath caught in his throat. He had saved over $200. He had never seen this much cash in one place that belonged solely to him, unburdened by bills or debt. It was a physical manifestation of his own discipline. He gathered the money, clutched the jar, and ran back to his father's workshop. His father looked at the pile of currency, and then at his son's transformed expression. He pointed to the glass jar, now empty, but ready to be filled again. "You see, Mark," he said softly, "you do not need a massive income to become wealthy. You only need the consistency of a small habit. Wealth is not what you earn, it is what you keep." Mark looked down at the